like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
Yes, Town fans, hello and welcome back to Matchday Live, streaming on X, YouTube, Facebook and Town TV. Proudly brought to you by our headline digital partner Fleximize, the UK's award-winning lender offering fast, flexible business loans. Well, it's almost kick-off here at Portman Road, the third of 3 home games in a week as Ipswich Town take on Leicester City in another exciting championship clash. The Blues looking to extend their strong home form, 41 points from 18 matches with just 1 defeat. And we've got all the build-up, insight and analysis right here, as always, on Matchday Live. Coming up on the show, we'll bring you the highlights from that great win over the Tigers on Tuesday, a focus on Kieran McKenna as that victory marked his 100th win in charge, plus all the latest from Town Women ahead of their big game back here at Portman Road later this month. That one, of course, one you will not want to miss. As always, we'd love to get you involved as well. Wherever you're watching from around the world, you're very welcome. Send us your thoughts and predictions in the live chat for your chance to be featured on today's show. So welcome Town fans back to Portman Road for yet another really exciting championship fixture on the cards. Maria Boswell will be here in a short while's time. She's just finished training with Town Women, but we do have Alan Judge here throughout the course of today's show. And Judgy, another exciting match. Ipswich v Leicester always has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Really looking forward to this. It could be a good end to the week if the team managed to get another 3 points. That's a great return after what happened at Wrexham a few weeks ago.
Totally. An annoying fixture in the last 13 years. We've not beaten Leicester since 2013. We were just taking a look at the squad that beat Leicester 13 years ago. David McGoldrick up front, Tommy Smith. This is a previous generation of Town players, but we owe Leicester a victory by about now, don't we?
Yeah, it's a long time, but I definitely got full faith in the squad with the way they've been playing lately, especially at home. I think it could be a 12 unbeaten. I'm really looking forward to this game today.
Yeah, well, talking about that good home form, of course, it comes on the back of another victory at home against Hull midweek, 1-0. You'll all remember the winner from that match. Let's remind ourselves of those highlights.
The confidence is the ingredient that George Hurst seems to have after those 2 goals in 2 games. Wonderful turn from Taylor, and he's just dragged it wide. What a goal that would have been. Here's Crooks, bearing down on the Ipswich penalty area. Miller there, away from Taylor. Miller's going to go for goal, and it's harmlessly over. Cowhart really deep on this occasion, and Taylor's nipped in to win it, and it's into Hurst, and Hurst is denied by who was outside the penalty area. Nunes away from Miller. Now O'Shea left side. O'Shea lefting it in towards Greaves, and then the loose ball won't quite drop for George Hurst inside the 6-yard box. Panda. Taylor into Clark. Nunes 30 yards out. Nunes might fancy his luck here. He does fire one towards goal. Here's Nunes. Clark. He's got Greaves outside him. Clark carrying it into Greaves inside the box now. Greaves. Can he link up with Taylor? Taylor with a shot at goal. Now's the time as we see Leif Davis stripping off. O'Shea. Bulldozing his way forward and taking aim. With Burnley looking to support, as is Lewis Kumas. Miller into the box now, up against Furlong. Goes onto his left foot, and then from a tight angle, just under an hour played. And it comes from Nunes, and it was across that front post. Nunes now in space, midway inside the Hull half. He lifts it towards the penalty spot, and Hurst gets up. And he's 1 win away from his 100th as Ipswich boss, as Clark releases Nunes inside the box, and Panda again. Metti 25 yards out, trying to turn, does turn. Metti approaching the penalty area into the box now, faced up by a couple of orange shirts. Davis bursts onto it, squares it across to Matasiwa. Listen to Portman Road erupt as Azor Matasiwa too many, but he certainly won't score too many better than that. And now Davis is trying to beat Tranmere, and the loose ball will be picked up by Hurst. And now there are blue shirts ahead of him. Hurst has support from Clark. He's got support from Burns. Burns across to Clark. Wonderful save, miraculous save. Trying to see Ipswich through as McBurney's beat Kitbray and left side, and Kumas once more is going to try and run at Furlong. Burns getting back, lifts it in, and Walton gathers inside his 6-yard line, flicking it on. McNair will try and reach ahead of Kitbray, who slides in. O'Shea heads away. Now Adon playing it forward towards Clark. It's a foot race between Clark and Lundstrom. Clark gets there first, and Clark is playing this behind Adon, and the flag goes up against Burns. Lewis Smith blows his final whistle. Ipswich Town beat Hull City.
Let's go. Ipswich Town 1, Hull City 0. Still buzzing about that one, Judgy. So many individual performances to pick out from that match. It was just Town's night, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah, it was. There wasn't much happening in the game, but Town did what they needed to do. They were professional. They were the better team that night, and it could have been 2 or 3-0 if they would have took those chances. But I think Kieran would have been overall pretty happy with that performance.
Hull currently in action against Millwall at the moment. Last I checked, Millwall were 2-1 up. So Hull potentially on the back of back-to-back defeats. Millwall will now creep above Ipswich if that is indeed the full-time score. It's getting very tight, isn't it? Millwall now only a point behind Middlesbrough. Obviously, there are games to be caught up, but the Championship is a great league this year. Let's just reflect on that for a second.
Exactly, typical Championship. You win 3 games, you could be near the top. You lose 3 games, you could be going back down near to mid-table. That's what the Championship's about. It's why people love watching it. And going back to Ipswich on that, they'll just go one game at a time. It's always about the next game. I don't think Kieran will have the boys even concentrating on what's going on with Millwall. They will be just concentrating on what's going to happen out here.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look back at the Matchday goal in a moment's time, but when we were watching those highlights, we're chatting about individual performances, the likes of Anis Mehmeti, perhaps maybe comparing him a little bit to Connor Chaplin, but even better. I think this is one thing that we'll say about the Town squad, is they've just been upgrading, and Matchday, where we sort of compared him perhaps to Morsey, but again, perhaps even that next level up from Morsey. Obviously, Morsey, a legendary captain, and we'll always appreciate what he's done, but the playing squad just gets better and better, and the signings that, you know, Mark Ashton and Kieran McKenna have brought in, they're really starting to show that quality now.
Definitely, because there is competition for places. It shows you're not guaranteed your spot. You know, Kieran's shown that he will rotate because he believes in all the players. So when you do get your time, you have to show it. And going back to Matthew's goal at the weekend, I think that's just something he's deserved for the way he's played this year. It was a fantastic finish, and yeah, it's great to see for him.
Grinding out a 1-0 victory, you'll take that every day of the week. But I think one of the important things now is that 3 wins in a row and 3 clean sheets as well. Defensively, Town have looked awesome.
Yeah, again, and it's at home as well. That's the thing. You just pick one game at a time. I know people want to concentrate on what's above, but in football, if you do that, you know, you can get bitten. So it's literally, as I would imagine Kieran speaking to the team, let's go game by game, and we'll just take care of ourselves.
It was a game, I'd say, arguably of few chances. Christian Morton certainly didn't have too much to do in that match against Hull, did he? But you have to be patient, don't you, when you're dominating game, dominating possession, creating chances, and just believe that that goal will come. And sometimes it takes a little bit of magic, and that's what happened. That's
why I like watching Kieran's teams. They don't rush, even if it's 0-0 and feeling like they need to win the game. They don't rush. They play the way they want to play. They always play the one way, get the ball moving, and eventually they will get chances. And it's just about a matter of taking them, and they did, and what a strike it was.
I've been watching Matt Seawer's first Ipswich goal back on Town TV over and over and over this week, and I'm sure Town fans, you won't mind watching it back again. Let us remind ourselves of that goal. Matt Seawer with an absolute rocket. I think, Judgy, you were sort of saying arguably goal of the season, maybe Jaden Philogene against Norwich would compete with that, but what a strike this was.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going goal of the season, as in just for the moment, the importance of it, and he's hit it so clean. It's not an easy one either. He's actually reaching for it. The fact that he's managed to keep it as low as he has is brilliant, and a testament to his technique. He's not just a good breakout player and getting the ball and playing it forward. He's obviously got a nice strike on him too.
I think quite a few other Championship fans of other clubs have started to take note of Matthew's, where the consistent performances he's putting in. He keeps getting player of the match. He now gets his goal, and that is a goal that grabs the headlines, by the way. A midweek fixture between 2 high-flying teams. That is the goal that separates the 2 of them. It's been going round and round in circles on social media, and it is just pinpoint accuracy. Clips the underside of the crossbar as it goes in. I could watch that goal all day.
Yeah, and going back to him, with teams taking notice of seeing him play, let's not forget about it. There is changes in this team, but there's one or two players in particular that are mainstays, and he plays every game from what I've seen. He's always fit, he's always available. I don't ever see him out of energy, which is incredible for the amount of games. And he's come in from abroad this year, so that's testament to him again, that his fitness levels are where they need to be.
Matasiwa sort of recently joked that he's not looking to score every week. That's not his job as a holding midfielder, but how good is it to see that Town have got goals across the pitch and that the likes of Matasiwa can pop up and not just grab tap-ins or, goals at the end of matches. That was a crucial goal. Like, how important is it for players like him to chip in?
It is, definitely, because the goals can't just come from the one area. Obviously, everybody wants to have a striker doing this or a winger doing that. It is important that, even players from the back chip in. Leaf chips in, Darrow chips in. It's great to have that. And I think it was only a matter of time before Matasiwa had a chance. And he's took it, and hopefully he'll get a few more.
And seeing him celebrate at the end with the fans with the fist pump. I mean, that's something that was still happening when you were playing, by the way. Chamber used to be the one riling up the fans, didn't he? That tradition has continued. We see it at a lot of clubs. But Matasiwa, I don't know, that one hit a bit different. He's becoming a fan favourite. And actually, this is one of the things that I love about the club and about the coverage is we got the cameras on the pitch. We've got the media team working so hard around the clock, and they catch those moments. Matasiwa celebrating when Ipswich won the derby, and it's moments like that can just make players a fan's favourite, and I think he's fast becoming a fan's favourite, Matasiwa, isn't he?
Oh, without doubt, yeah. There's no doubt that all the fans love him. You can see, and he's earned that from the performances that he's put in. And the one thing I know about the fans around here, when they see you put the effort in, it doesn't matter if it's going well for you or not, they will take to you, and he's definitely doing that.
I wanted to just mention Leif Davis as well. We're talking a lot about social media clips at the moment. You can see what I've been doing this week, haven't you? When you win, you just delve in, don't you? But there was a clip of Leif Davis someone posted on X where after the warm-up, it just went around picking up all the balls and giving them to just collect them up. I mean, that I think shows that one club mentality where he goes up, collects the balls in the warm-up, then jumps in and gets an assist for Matasiwa. What a player Leif Davis is, what a guy he is, and there's some real characters in this team that just echo that mentality the club's looking for.
And what fans won't see from that is that shows there's respect between the players and the staff. He's going out and helping them. People might think that's a little small thing, but when you're preparing for a game, players do forget about those sort of things. So not surprising to see Leif do stuff like that and then get amongst the boys to make sure they're ready and getting going, because Leif's been there, he's done it. He was having a rest that night. Hopefully he might be back in today, we don't know. So it's, I'm not surprised to hear that.
And we'll talk a little bit about Anas Mehmeti as well, because I think he has been an amazing signing. He's come in, it doesn't feel like a lot of money, does it? I think it was 3 million or so that we paid for him. Regardless to what we paid, it's money well spent, because he came on against Hull and he made a difference. And I think Kieran McKenna looks at players like Anas to come off the bench and make an impact to the game, which is what he did.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing about Anas, when he comes on, he wants the ball. He will go get it, he will demand the ball. That's what I love about him, what I've seen. I'm a big favourite. I love watching Anas at the moment, so he always goes and gets the ball. And what I was interested to see is that Kieran dropped Nunes in alongside Matasiwa, which is a good thing to see, because I was wondering how were they going to fit everybody in the team. But it was good to see, and he made a big difference when he came on.
Talking about Kieran McKenna, what he's achieved at this club is nothing short of incredible. His 100th win, he becomes the fastest Ipswich Town manager to get 100 wins. Listen, no one really needs reminding of this, but he then goes ahead of the likes of Bobby Robson, of Sir Ralph Ramsey, of George Burley, to name just 3 fantastic Ipswich Town managers, of which there have been many. 100 wins feels like a real landmark, doesn't it? And props to Kieran McKenna. It's truly been a remarkable story, and long may it continue.
Yeah, definitely. It's been great. Since the minute he's come in, he's made a massive difference. Obviously, we don't need to speak of what he's doing with the back-to-back promotions. But also, I think for him and his staff, it shows how good and how hard they work. I would imagine it's 24/7 for them. So, yeah, unbelievable. And to be in and around that company, it's amazing.
And it's one thing to, as a manager, come into a squad that, has a team of world-class players and, goes on to succeed. But the thing about what Kieran McKenna did was he came into the Ipswich Town setup when we were struggling in League One. And that's a tough league to really get stuck into. And to see what he's done, the style that he is integrated into this team, the players he's brought in, the feel-good factor that he keeps going. You can see him just gearing up the players. It's not just a tactical genius, which he is. There's so much to this man.
It's not, yeah, as you said, not just a tactical genius, it's his man management. Obviously has to be second to none, and is second to none, as there's players that might not be playing every week, but he keeps them in, keeps them involved. They all look like they respect him, which I imagine they do. He's got a hard-working backroom staff. So, yeah, it's amazing to come in and do what he did, where the team were when he came in, and to play the type of football he played to get out of League One, then let alone the Championship as well, with the same bunch of players. It's amazing.
As people who work in football, we often obsess over numbers, don't we? And 100 does feel like a significant thing. Do you think Kieran will have just taken a moment during this busy week, which he inevitably has had, to just look back and go, wow, 100, that is, well done me? I don't know, do you think that enters his mind, or does he just carry on as normal?
I think he'll have a little second or two and go, yeah, he might think about it a bit more at the end of the season when he has a bit more time to himself. I reckon he's just thinking, next game, let's move on, let's see if I can get another win under my belt, and we'll go from there.
And it's worth reminding ourselves this is his first job as a football manager, and that in itself is remarkable. To be now spoken alongside the likes of Sir Alf Ramsey, who won the World Cup with England, Bobby Robson, who took England to the World Cup semi-finals, not even mentioning everything they achieved at this great football club. It's his first job. I mean, it blows my mind. First job to do what he's done is incredible, and the thing for other clubs to look out for, he's probably only going to get better as well, get more experience. You know, this is his first job. I don't know if it's a surprise to him, but it's honestly, it's been incredible just to see the development of the club, the team under him. What Kieran McKenna does in the training ground obviously goes a long way to what we see here on the pitch as fans, and indeed people who obviously present Town TV, watch the club, report on the club. We don't really know in detail what he does on the training ground. I think that's all part of the secret to success, isn't it? Is he keeps it very well under wraps. But what he's doing on the training ground obviously goes a long way to what happens here on the pitch, and he's a master coach, isn't he?
Yeah, he's obviously clear in his instructions what way he wants to do it. You can see from the way the boys play football, that can only come from good preparation on the training ground. He's obviously very meticulous in what he likes to do. So, yeah, to him, and he'll say it as well, it's not just him, it's his backroom staff. So he's obviously giving clear instructions to them as well. So there's no surprise to see the club doing what they're doing.
And we talk about man management, and what Kieran McKenna does so well, in my opinion, is getting the best out of players, and that is shown in the results to go from League One to the Premier League. It's about individually managing players, getting the absolute best out of them, not just on a training ground but on Matchday. And you can see it in those pictures we saw from the sidelines, where you can see he's working those relationships, and players look at him, and you can watch him on match days, and you should do it. I'd encourage you to do it today, is watch how he individually, it's like a game of chess for him.
Exactly. So if you go back to the team from League One, you look at Connor Chapman, look at Sam Morsey, look at Wes Burns, the way he's developed, and then you look at the team after that. You look at Jack Clark now, you look at Philogene. Philogene struggled when he first came in. He's a massive difference this year. So he obviously takes his time out to get to know his players personally as well. And that goes a long way with players, knowing that your manager knows a lot more than your football background.
And listen, it doesn't matter how successful you are as a manager, you will always get held to account for defeats. It's something that's unavoidable in football. But what Kieran McKenna does very, very well is it often feels a little bit doom and gloom when a team loses a match. He's very good at bringing everyone back down to earth and moving past that and focusing on what's next. And I think that's an important trait to have as a manager.
Yes, from what I see from Kieran, is he never gets too high and he never gets too low. Even when they've won a game, I think I remember the game here in the Championship, 2-1 against Southampton, he was still obviously celebrated the goal in the last minute, but he was so calm and measured after the game. He didn't get too high, and then there's been one or two losses, and he doesn't get too low. That's the way to be, because you just crack on and go on to the next game.
Let's remind ourselves of somewhere where, well, I wouldn't say where it all began, but it was the League One season, the promotion season, where Kieran McKenna really started to build momentum here at Ipswich Town Football Club. We're going to go back to on this day in 2023, when Ipswich Town were playing Accrington Stanley here at Portman Road. It was a 3-0 win. Let's watch it.
Back under the lights at Portman Road, and Town are back in form. It's got Jackson out wide on the right, Leif Davis hugging the left touchline. Luongo finds Broadhead inside the centre circle on halfway. Jackson again making that run. Is he picked out by Luongo? Yes, he has. Jackson delivers in towards Broadhead. Wonderful move, wonderful goal. Caden Jackson at the heart of it, but it's Nathan Broadhead on the score sheet once more. 1-0. Jackson and Broadhead looking to support. Donassi right hand side, cuts it back. Ladapo with the header. Finds Chaplin, who has picked up a lovely pocket of space. Driving forward now, Ladapo into the penalty area, right for the shot, beaten away by Jensen. Here's Morsey, turning away from Mancini. Morsey, reverse pass, Jackson, Chaplin, flag up on the far side. So I think we'd call them. We don't often see that in the modern game as Chaplin looks to release Broadhead down the left-hand side. Stood up now by Fernandez. Broadhead looking to work into the penalty area. Broadhead gets to the byline. Can he find the cut back? He can. It's off the bar and it's turned in by Caden Jackson. And how he deserves that. Caden Jackson, right hand side. It's in towards Ladapo. Might drop for Davis. Wide from Davis. Clark making that run again. Here's Harry Clark. He'll beat Jensen to it, will he? He goes past Jensen, and Jensen could be in trouble here. It's a straight red for the Accrington goalkeeper. It will be Edwards. Oh, that's magnificent. That is magnificent from Kyle Edwards.
To the Bolton game, the players will be back in tomorrow, preparing for that game, the huge game at the weekend.
Controlled Ipswich performance at Portman Road.
Ipswich Town 3, Accrington Stanley 0 back in 2023. Listen, sometimes when someone turns up late, it can be a real entrance. But equally, if you turn up late to the training ground, you get a fine. What do we think, judges? Should we fine Boz for turning up late to Town TV, or should we just say, listen,
we'll let her away with it. I know what the traffic's like around Ipswich. She's all right.
Maybe we find David Wright.
To be fair, I didn't just leave late. I ran off the training pitch about 20 minutes ago. So
I mean, to be
I've
fair,
actually done quite well.
You've had a busy day.
Better late than never.
We'll find David Wright instead.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you, boss? Because it's been a while since you've been on Town TV.
Been a while,
November last year. It's been ages.
It? Gosh, yeah, it's been a while. Good to be back. But yeah, no, all good. Obviously, bit of a better end next bit of the season. Had a bit of a rough start, but things have started picking up after Christmas. So yeah, all good that end.
We're going to focus on Town Women shortly because obviously you've got a massive game coming up here against Southampton, which you're hopefully going to be involved in this time. So we'll talk in detail about that shortly. We're going to turn our attention to the Leicester game today because obviously it's a big game for not just Ipswich, by the way, for Leicester as well, who are second from bottom in the live table after Oxford's win last night. It's been 13 years since Ipswich Town beat Leicester. I think it's about time, isn't it, Boz?
Absolutely, I think so. Obviously, it was a tough reverse fixture for Ipswich. I think it was back in December. So yeah, obviously tough result there, but I think Town are definitely on a good winning form at the moment. Obviously, a good result the other on Tuesday. So I think it will be a tough game. Leicester aren't going to come here and get rolled over despite their position in the league, but I think this might be the occasion for Town to go and get the win.
It is a strange game, football, isn't it? Just as you were coming in, we were watching Ipswich Town's highlights against Accrington in League One. That was just a few years ago. Leicester were playing Champions League football not that long ago. They won the Premier League. Now they're fighting for their lives. Ipswich are looking to get back into the Premier League. Football moves quickly, doesn't it, Judgy?
It does, exactly. If you look at their squad today, they've got Harry Winks, who's playing Champions League probably about 5-6 years ago, if I remember, for Spurs. And then you've got Daka, who's played Premier League football. There's a few others. Bobby Reid's played Premier League football. You've got two good wingers in Mavadidi and Fatawa. So they're a good team. It's just obviously not clicking for them this year. And I know the manager, Gary Rowett, they will obviously, in their position where they are, they will probably look to try frustrate Ipswich today. So it'll be interesting to see what way they come out.
It's going to be a tough match, this. As Judgy mentions, they've got very, very good players. You mentioned Winks playing Champions League football amongst a whole host of very, very good players. They obviously had the 6-point deduction as well, which has affected their league standings. Were it not for that, they'd be a little bit higher up. Listen, they've not had a good season. There's no escaping that. But they are still a very good team. You mentioned, Boz, they beat us 3-1 earlier on in the season. We were 3-0 down at half-time. That wasn't a good day for us. It was a very good day for Leicester. This will be a tough match.
Absolutely. We've already mentioned that they've got some great players in there. I remember, I think Oliver Skipp was one that Town were looking at a couple of years ago to sign. So clearly got a lot of talent, and they're a good team. It's just unfortunate with their league position this year. Obviously, you spoke about the points deduction that they had, which hasn't helped. Yeah, disappointing season for them overall, but yeah, tough game today, but you know, I've mentioned, I think Town are on a good streak at the moment, got a good bit of momentum, and you know, I really back the boys to go and get the result.
There's a lot of belief with the Leicester contingency. I was speaking to BBC Radio Leicester reporter just before we went on air, and he said it would be just like Leicester to go and win this game. I personally am on the opposite end of that spectrum. I personally feel there's a lot of belief here at Portman Road, especially given the form that we've been in at home this season, the form we're on now with 3 games in a row. And when the Ipswich Town momentum train gets going, it's hard to stop. I think Ipswich probably go into this match with a real sense of belief. Like, we all think we're going to win. It's a home game, and you know, but I genuinely think Ipswich Town go into this match with a real sense of momentum.
Yeah, definitely. They'll come in, I'll be honest with you as well. I think they'll come in firm favourites. Obviously, that's interesting to hear the Leicester point, their side of the game. But, you know, I think we spoke about, I think Ipswich are unbeaten in 12 at home. I could be a bit wrong on that, but, you know, they come out front foot. As long as they get the pressure on Leicester quite quickly, I feel like you could back them into their own half. So it's important to make sure that pressure is there from the start.
We talk about the way teams set up against Ipswich Town. We talk about the low block a lot of teams play. Hull, I think, were a good example of that. They didn't really throw many players forwards. They were tough to break down, but Ipswich seemed to be starting to unlock teams that play that low block. Listen, if a team come here and attack, we pick them apart quite easily, and a lot of teams are set up to defend against us. Are you expecting that from Leicester today?
Potentially, you know, with their league possession, I think any point is valuable for them to try and stay in the league. So, you know, they could potentially come here and maybe look for a draw or look to cash us on the break if they sit behind and kind of, yeah, cash on the counter. So that might be their game plan. Like you said, I think at the start of the season, Town did find it quite hard to break down that low block that a lot of teams came here and set up as. But I think recently, Town have been able to move the ball a bit quicker, find the pockets a lot better. And break down, you know, that low block a lot better than they did at the start of the season, which I think is shown in the results. So we'll see how Leicester set up today, but I back the boys to kind of work out whatever they're going to do.
We're in a tough run of fixtures in terms of being a lot of matches back to back. You know, we've had Saturday, Tuesday, it feels like, for an age now, but equally tough matches back to back. I mean, you know, we've just beaten Hull, we've got Leicester today, we've got Millwall coming up, we've got Middlesbrough coming up, but I think at this point it really is at the stage of the season where it's one game at a time. You don't look too far ahead, you just look at who you're playing today.
Exactly, and Kieran has a big squad and he's been using it. That is the reason why they invested so heavily in the summer. So, you know, what people mention about rotation, these players that are coming in are good enough to take the player's position that's coming out to have a rest or whatever it may be. So Kieran has no problems about that, and I imagine if he makes changes today, I'm expecting a fast start. Those players would be fresh for him not playing on Tuesday. So yeah, I don't see it being a problem really.
Portman Road is building nicely. The crowd are arriving ahead of a 3 p.m. kickoff against Leicester City. If you do get here a bit early, you'll probably popped into the fan zone at one point. And our man, Dave Vant, he's not just the stadium announcer here at Portman Road, he's also our fan zone reporter. And he's been out hoovering up the vibes at the fan zone. Over to you, Dave.
Yes, JT, we're now in the 3 Lions here at Portman Road. I'm joined with After Drive, ladies and gentlemen. After Drive are here with us. Of course, we've got the epic new stage in the fan zone, and After Drive are performing there today. Lads, excited for it?
Of course, well, we can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, they just recently opened the stage, which is absolutely amazing. We're going to be the first ones on there, and hopefully it brings more acts, doesn't it?
For sure, exactly that. You know, the fan zone is growing strength from strength each year, but so are you guys, local lads, growing and developing. The new songs coming out, it's all incredible. Of course, in the summertime, you supported Ed Sheeran as well. Yeah. I mean, that must have been incredible, right?
That was amazing. Obviously, our hometown stadium to see, it's probably about 20,000 people. We were playing to biggest crowd we've done so far. That was probably the best day of my life.
Yeah. I can imagine it would be. And of course, you guys kick off at 1:40. Any songs that fans can expect to hear?
So all of our releases will be played, and then we've got some new music for you guys. We've got some songs coming out this year in the near future. So yeah, you'll get a preview of a couple unreleased songs today. So yeah, it's gonna be good, man.
Incredible. Town fans, watch this space. Now guys, the fan zone feature, we've got to ask favourite player and score prediction for today. So I'm going to ask you guys as well. I'm going to start with you, mate. Favourite Town player, score prediction today. Here we go.
Oh, I'm going to have to go with score prediction. Score prediction. 3-0 to us.
3-0.
Yeah.
Favourite player?
Favourite player. I'm going to have to think on it. I'll get back to you at the end.
Cool. Do it.
Promise.
Do it. Favourite player, score prediction.
Favourite player, O'Shea.
Okay.
2-0 Ipswich.
2-0 Town, yeah? Sweet.
I'm gonna say 3-0 as well.
3-0.
I think we're smoking. Favourite player, probably Nunes.
Nunes.
Yeah,
Fantastic, love to hear it.
3-1 Town
Yeah.
and all of them. I love
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Well, look, guys, best of luck with the set today. Thanks so much for joining us here on Town TV. JT, exciting times here in the fan zone. New stage looks epic. Town fans, 140. Get yourselves down here. After drive, thank you very much. Upper Town, back to you in the gantry.
Dave Vant getting excited in the fan zone with Afterdrive, who of course supported Ed Sheeran here at Portman Road. They're back playing at Portman Road in the fan zone today. And I think Dave Vant, by the way, is a singer-songwriter who plays the guitar.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
that was an
Surely not.
audition to join Afterdrive. Let's talk about Town Women, because you're fresh from training. What's the vibe like in the group today? Obviously, international break. I think, is it 7 players or an international? It's more.
Feels
isn't
like
it?
a lot.
Yeah.
Feels like I feels like there's 4 of us training at the moment.
Really?
But no.
Is that
it's
why they
good.
kept you longer?
Yeah. Running us into the ground, right is. But it's obviously international break at the moment. The girls are starting to come back now, so we've got a few more in training, which is good. But yeah, we've had a good couple of weeks of training. Obviously, a couple of weekends without a game, which is unfortunate because kind of started to get a good bit of momentum going in the league, and it's a bit of a shame to have to take a bit of a break from that. But we're looking forward to Durham now. We're in tomorrow, a whole week ahead of us to prepare for that. I think vibing camp's really good at the moment.
We mentioned when you came on, it's been November since we last had you on Town TV, and so much has changed since then. New manager, obviously.
Yeah.
David Wright stepped in. 11 signings, was it 11 or 12? It was a lot of new signings in there.
Something around that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, a lot.
It was a lot.
Maybe 9.
I've gone a little bit over the top with that.
Maybe,
haven't I?
yeah,
But
I think
still,
you've- yeah.
9 is a lot. As a club captain, obviously you will have had a big say in helping those players bed into the team, helping everyone gel. What sort of you've been your role in keeping the togetherness in the group and helping those players settle in?
Yeah, I think we've got such a good group already that I feel like any player that joins and comes in, they seem really settled really, really quickly, just because we've got such a good group of girls that are easy to get along with, and we'll make sure everyone feels welcome. So in terms of my role, it's pretty easy really, just make sure everyone feels happy and settled. Obviously it's a big change for a lot of players, a lot of young players we've got coming in, so it was funny. We had Luce and Cav sign the first week of the window, and then by the time everyone else has signed by the end of the window, we were like, you feel like old news. Like, I feel like I've known you years now. Like, you're my best mate. So they've settled in really well, and somehow with so many new signings, the team have really gelled already. And I think that's just kind of shown on the pitch and the results.
You can tell, judging by the way Boz is talking about that group, that they are really good mates, and that togetherness is something that is very much pushed by the club, and the right characters, the right personalities, and that runs the whole way through, it feels, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Last time we were speaking with Tasha, I think it's important as well for the girls that were there beforehand that they still feel like they're in amongst it, which I imagine they are. It seems like your group has gone and really connected well together. And again, the investment from the back, from the boardroom has been impressive. So gearing all towards the women's footballs, which is great. And then we've obviously got the game coming up here soon. So it's all heading in direction by the looks of it.
It is obviously the match at Portman Road coming up. You've since playing at Portman Road moved homes to Western Home Stadium in Colchester.
Yeah, job serve, I think.
Job serve. I don't know where I got that from. Sorry about that. But obviously you missed that game at Portman Road last year, which it is a real shame. But you're back now. You're fit. You're playing, and obviously it's never a given.
Touchwood. I mean, it was literally this time last year that I got injured 3 weeks before the last Portman Road game. So.
But we spoke on that match day, didn't we?
Yeah.
You were still here representing the Town Women, and the important thing was, we got the win. But obviously hoping to be involved, and how happy are you to potentially be in that mix?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We've had this for the last 2 seasons now, and this is going to be the 3rd time. So it's always such an exciting month leading up to it. It starts getting pushed more and more and more, obviously, in the media, and making sure we're getting lots of people and lots of fans down to Portman Road for the fixture. So it's always an exciting lead up. Really, really looking forward to it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, to be involved this time.
And when you're standing here on a match day, here on the gantry, you're overlooking Portman Road, you can hear the speakers, you can see the fans. does that get you even more in the mood? I mean, listen, a home game's a home game. At the end of the day, it's all about the 3 points and winning a match. But as a standalone fixture, does it feel like a different sense of occasion, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think being at a stadium of kind of with this atmosphere that means a lot to all of us, especially the ones that have been here for so long. You know, the amount of times I've been in this stadium up there watching the men's team play. It adds an extra little something to the game. Of course, with the position we're in the league, the most important thing is the 3 points and making sure we're going and competing and picking up points that are going to be so vital to our outcome of the season. But I think playing at Portman Road is always special.
And on an incredible run, and we talk about momentum, and to see the Ipswich Town Women building that momentum as well. The club just seems to be building momentum as one, and that one club, one dream mentality again shines through.
Exactly, and it's what the club are aiming for. And for the women to have more games here would be great. It's obviously the pitch can take it as well, which is great. So I don't mind if boss asks, if you don't mind me asking you, has there been much difference between David and Joe and the way they do things on the pitch, training wise?
I think they're very different personalities in general. So I think it's difficult because Joe's probably been the only coach I've played under, for the past 10 years, really, since I was about 13, 14 years old. So it was a bit of not a culture shock, but Righty has his own ways of doing things, and it's just about getting used to that. But he's been great ever since he's come in. He's really, really driven the intensity, and I think that's what we needed, because I think you could see in our other fixtures kind of before Christmas that we'd do all right. We weren't getting steamrolled every single week. It was just we'd get to 60 minutes, we might be 1-0 up, and we'd end up somehow losing 2-1. And I think it was that kind of lack of maybe full intensity, game-ready intensity in training that was causing us to fall off at 60 minutes. So I think Wrighty's come in, he's noticed that, and he's kind of changed the way we train a little bit to try and work on that, which has clearly worked. So
now we've got you back on Town TV. Obviously you are building up to that match here at Portman Road against Southampton. As an ambassador for the Town Women, as an ambassador for the club, what would be your message to the fans to get them to come and watch the Town Women? It's going to be a big day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great occasion. It's such I think I've noticed over the last couple of years, it's such a great family day out. We get so many young girls and boys coming down and supporting us. So just more of that, really. And it was a tough start to the season, but it's going to be such an important, I think, last 7 games for us to go out and achieve what we've aimed to achieve this year, which is to stay in the Championship. This game at Portman Road is going to be a massive step in that push for survival. We've been on great form recently, so hopefully that will continue.
I brought my 6-week-old daughter to the game. She met you at 6 weeks. She's a year old now. I'm going to bring her again to the Southampton game. Can I introduce you to her again?
Absolutely, I'd love to meet her.
We need to get a kick in football soon, don't we?
Yeah, get a ball at her feet now.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe you can help me.
Yeah, we'll have a kickabout.
Yeah, Project Boswell is
exactly.
Just have the ball at her feet. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll maybe do Project Ash, but
either way, good inspiration.
Get her scoring goals, not defending.
Exactly. 28th of March, Ipswich Town versus Southampton. It's £8 for adults. I think your first under 11 goes for free as well. So get yourself tickets, and we'll see you on the 28th of March. Should be a great day. Right, let's rewind again to possibly, I think, one of the most frustrating Ipswich Town matches in recent memory. It was the last time we played Leicester here at Portman Road. It finished 1-1, and I definitely think Ipswich should have had the 3 points. They're unlucky. We'll watch that match back, and we'll talk a little bit more about it with Boston Judgy now.
It's a rivalry renewed at Portman Road this afternoon as Ipswich host Leicester City in the Premier League. Hardy finds Mavadini moving infield here, 25 yards out now for Taru, corner of the Ipswich penalty area, onto that left foot, goes for goal, and Muric makes the save, finding Chaplin. He's got Ben Johnson on the overlap, but Chaplin will make movements towards the edge of the Leicester penalty area, goes for goal himself, but can't hit the target. Hermanson, Vestergaard, he's giving it away here, caught in possession by Hutchinson inside the Leicester penalty area. Omari Hutchinson lifting it towards Schmodix at the back post, and Schmodix leapt high. Brilliant. Oh, and Chaplin, lovely first time ball to Delap, and Delap has returned the favour and now played it to Chaplin, corner of the Leicester penalty area. Chaplin onto his left foot, we know he likes that foot, and he is going to go for goal, and it's just wide. Throw-in taken quickly on the far side by Ipswich Town, and Morsey's tried to find Davis, and it's Leif Davis! On his 100th Ipswich Town appearance, he puts the Blues into the lead, and it is a magnificent finish from the left foot of Leif Davis. Ipswich 1, Leicester 0. Davis delivering in towards the back post, it's a free header, it's back across goal, and Hermansen punches it away from Hurst. And then, well, Hutchinson play goes on, it breaks, says screams of penalty. Now Buonanotte, and Kajus trying to track back, and he tries to haul down Buonanotte, but Buonanotte continues, and he's running towards the penalty area, and it's through to Ayew, and Ayew is denied by Cameron Burgess. Have to take this towards the corner flag if he can, but Samare wins it off the Ipswich Town captain, and then he shrugs off Burns, and it's Samare coming forward, and now Jordan Ayew into the penalty area, Varney into Ayew, is he offside? The flag hasn't gone up, Leicester think they've equalised. Tim Robinson blows his whistle, there's a chorus of boos, most of those I imagine will be directed towards the officiating team.
It was over a year ago, and I still can't talk too much about that match. Sometimes they just sting even when you're over a year ahead. So we won't talk about that match, but we will start building up to today's match in the Championship. And we'll start by looking at Ipswich Town's team news, which went out a little bit earlier on social media, but we can talk about now with Boz and Judgy. 5 changes to the team that beat Hull midweek. Kieran McKenna reverting to the same team that defeated Swansea 3-0 here at Portman Road. And that is the luxury that Kieran McKenna has. Such a strong squad, such good players that he can mix things up and he can change it to another match-winning team, which is what's happened here.
Exactly, he's gone back to what he saw at Swansea. It doesn't surprise him. We know what Kieran likes to do. He likes to switch the team about. And it just shows, again, I think we've said it nearly every week here, the strength of the squad. It's unbelievable. You know, Mehmeti's come into the team again. It'd be interesting to see him come off the wing. I like to see him link up with Nunes. And then obviously Azon, you know, is coming into a bit of form now. He's really stretching teams. So I think it's important today that he finds whatever space he can down the back of this Leicester defence.
Yeah, I think that's a nice summary. Boz, thoughts on that starting lineup? Judges obviously sort of point out a few key players, Azon, Mehmeti, Neil. You obviously will have been impressed by Mehmeti and Neil. What are your thoughts on today's starting lineup?
For me, I think that's our strongest lineup. Like we keep saying, the quality off the bench, but for me, starting 11, I think that's probably the strongest we've got at the moment. Been so impressed with Nunes since he's come in. I think every game he just gets better, and I think having Wes on the right, I think that's made a big difference. I think somehow he's come back from such a big injury and somehow got even better. I think he's become a better player since he's come back. So I think it's great to have him back in, and I think he's going to be a problem for their left back down the wing today.
We're talking in detail with Charlotte Fleming, who had a similar injury to Wes Burns, the ACL, and she said how hard it is to come back from. Obviously, she came back. Wes Burns obviously has come back, and he has looked an amazing player since coming back, so props to him. Let's take a quick look at the bench, because I think, listen, we know Kieran McKenna likes to turn to his bench. I think perhaps you talk about being the strongest team, but any one of those players would happily fit into that starting lineup, as they did against Hull. Jack Clark's a player we can't ignore. Goal-scoring form has been incredible this season. Listen, obviously he missed a big chance against... earlier, is a keeper with an amazing save. Let's just start with that, by the way. But he will come off the bench and hopefully grab a goal today.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at Clarkey, obviously he's a top goal scorer for the team. I don't think him missing that chance would have had the effect on him being picked today. You look at Taylor's been great, I think, as well when he's played. I think the other night, if he would have scored that chance, it probably would have been goal of the season over Matchday with the way they played. And then you got Kayus. There hasn't been much said about him lately. What a powerful centre midfielder he is when he comes on and he's fully at it.
I think I'm right in saying, bar Wally Egley, every player on the bench has Premier League experience as well. And the quality in this town squad is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, the competition for places, I'm sure, is through the roof. It's probably, I know we go into our meetings not sure what the starting 11 is going to be. I'm sure that's the case for these boys as well. You have no idea who Kieran's going to pick for that particular match. And we've said before, he likes to switch it up depending on the opposition. So, such a quality bench, and if it's needed, 65, 70 minutes, I'm sure Kieran will turn to his bench to get a result.
keep everyone on their toes. That's how we like it. And we mentioned Wally Egley being the only player without Premier League experience, but he's the Championship's record signing. So there you go. We have got quality in abundance, as do, to be fair, today's opposition, Leicester City, who've got even Champions League experience in their squad. Over to our man Gled Wheeler with the rundown.
Thanks, James. Yeah, winless in his first 3 games as Leicester boss, Gary Rowett makes one change to the lineup that started last weekend's 2-0 defeat at home against Norwich and names a team that, as you say, on paper, is full of quality. Jakub Stolarczyk starts in goal behind the back four that includes 2021 FA Cup winner Ricardo Pereira, who captains the visitors from right back. In midfield, it's the former Tottenham Hotspur axis of Harry Winks and Oliver Skipp, who have made 30 Champions League appearances between them during their careers. Winks notably started the 2019 final that Spurs lost against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Abdul Fatawu and Bobby de Cordova-Reid both scored in the reverse fixture in December, with Fatawu's goal coming from well within his own half. They're joined by the talented Steffi Mavididi to play behind Patson Daka, who is selected to lead the line. It's an experienced bench too, with Jamal Lascelles, Hamza Chowdhury, Joe Aribo and Jordan Ayew being named amongst the substitutes, along with talented youngsters Jordan James and Divine Mukasa.
Glenn, when we take a look at Leicester's team, their starting line at the bench, are you surprised they're in the position they're in? Obviously they had the 6-point deduction, but given the quality they have, I know the club's had some problems. Are you surprised to see them battling at the bottom of the table?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at that starting 11, James, the talent they've got in there, the FA Cup winner in Ricardo Pereira, who was excellent last time Leicester got promoted from this division. But I think it's just Kieran McKenna, as he rightly pointed out in his press conference this week, how hard it is for a relegated side to adapt to the Championship, to go back up again. Both Leicester and Southampton haven't been at the races really this season. Southampton picking up, but I think credit to Ipswich and the job that Kieran's done.
Good stuff. Glenn, thank you very much indeed. Glenn will, of course, be joining us for full match commentary in a short while's time. We're just over 10 minutes away from kick-off, and as such, we can hear from one of Ipswich Town's players. Anis Mehmeti is with Town TV's Howie Bloom.
Anis, we're back at Portman Road. How are you feeling for it?
Yeah, the lads are ready, we're ready, and yeah, we just need to go out there and do what we need to do and make sure we perform well and most importantly get the 3 points.
What's the build up for the game been like today?
Yeah, good, same as always. I think our approach is the same no matter if we won 3 in a row or lost. So yeah, the lads are ready and as I said, full focus on today.
And how do we keep that good run of form going here at Portman Road?
We just need to play our football. I think we know what we need to do. We know our patterns in and out of possession, and yeah, we stick to our game plan and focus on us. And I'm sure that will be enough.
And what type of game are you expecting from Leicester today?
Yeah, we know Leicester are in a bad situation, but we know they got top players, especially in this division. So yeah, we know they're going to bring their maximum as they're fighting. So yeah, we're prepared for that. But at the end of the day, we know if we do what we need to do, we'll come out on top.
And the fans created a really good atmosphere here against Hull on Tuesday night. We're going to need more of the same today, aren't we?
Yeah, we need that for the next 12 games, remainder of the season. You know, every single game for us now is a must-win. And yeah, as I said, we need the fans today, and I'm sure they'll give us the energy we need.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Absolutely loving, very much becoming a fan favourite. Anis Mehmeti talking to Town TV's Howie Bloom. We're nearly getting ready for kick-off, and before we do, final thoughts on today's game. Score predictions, how you see this game panning out. We'll start with you, Boz. What are you thinking about today? Your brain just clicked into analytical mode there, didn't it?
I know. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think we've already said, you know, they've got quality players in their lineup and they're not going to come here and roll over despite their league position. So I think it's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to say 2-0, and I think Zon's going to get at least one.
Okay, good stuff. Judgy, what about you?
I'm going to go for 2-1, but I think the way Ipswich, hopefully, the way they can get at Leicester is when their two wingers go forward. What I've seen of them before, they don't like to recover. So on that transition, get the ball out wide to Wes Burns and Tim Mehmeti, and hopefully create overloads in the 2v1 with Leaf helping and Darnell.
I'm going to go for a prediction of 6-0 I think Ipswich are going to absolutely steamroller Leicester City. Thank you both for your predictions. Good stuff from both of you as always. We'll be back at half-time, of course, with the half-time show. We'll get stuck into the first 3 or 4 goals that Ipswich are going to score today. A reminder that the match is available in all the territories. Glenn's laughing in the background. We'll hand over to you in a minute, Glenn, and you can pick up on those predictions. We'll be back on Tuesday as well when Ipswich Town travel to Stoke. Stoke on a Tuesday night is a famous fixture, isn't it? Talking of Curly, who'll be presenting that show, we'll end things by handing over to Curly to give us a stat pack about today's game. Ipswich Town versus Leicester City coming up next.
Ipswich Town versus Leicester City. This was a Premier League fixture last season and it produced a top-flight finish from Leif Davis. Craig David did a lot in 7 days, but it's not as impressive as what Ipswich have achieved. Leicester City are one of 8 teams that Town have faced on every day of the week. There wasn't even any time to chill on Sunday. We've played against the Foxes 75 times, with Town legend Mick Mills making 18 of those appearances. But the game that sticks out took place in 2002, when Town demolished the Foxes 6-1 with goals from Darren Ambrose and Super Matty Holland. It's our 3rd home game in 7 days. Your support has been fantastic. Let's get Portman Road rocking for Ipswich Town versus Leicester City.
Just like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
The 20 girls are back in town. Ipswich have got us underway here at Portman Road.
When we started this, did we ever think we'd have a partnership with a football club? Absolutely not. This is beyond our wildest dreams. We pretty much exclusively hire graduates at Halo. We're very proud of our Suffolk roots. Halo's a pretty passionate, positive, enthusiastic place generally, but when you've also got what's going on at the football club, and it's just ending passion and enthusiasm.